again. It's Wing Nation presented by Sage Fruit. Talking sprint car racing, our favorite time of the week, and we are so glad that you have joined us. Ashley Stremme and Steve Post here. We're in the Hercules Tires studios. We're going to talk to Hercules Tires driver Greg Wilson. Love talking to Greg Wilson.
He's such a good guy. I've never heard anyone say that they're not a fan of Greg Wilson. He's just an all-around great guy.
Yeah, absolutely. He really is. You know what else is great? That Saturday night, Knoxville Raceway opened.
And very prominently.
Yes. We have all of the openings, World of Outlaws at Volusia, the Icebreaker. It's like we're all going. But that second Saturday or whatever it is in April when Knoxville flings open the gate, it's like, all right, now we're in full song here. And we are, and they were. Because as you mentioned, World of Outlaws got rained out.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone, not everyone, but a lot of them went there. What a show they had out there.
I saw somewhere 82 sprint cars or something. Yes, okay. Things are good. Things are real good.
And Sheldon Haudenschild with he was a mile and a half behind Gio Scelzi. The momentum he had in 1 and 2, and that's what I love about Knoxville. It races so uniquely. Mm-hmm. And the guys that are good there are great there. And you just missed the mark. It's such a technical racetrack.
And you know that Sheldon's got to be excited because this puts a notch in his belt going back later this year for Knoxville.
Absolutely. You win at Knoxville.
Yes.
That is a special time. And you go in there in August for the Knoxville Nationals thinking you're king of the world for sure. And speaking of king of the world, we had, Craig, our producer here, who had a birthday earlier this week. Okay, yes, absolutely. Craig, our producer, he gets us these great sound bites and finishes and videos. And I'm like, well, he's going to do Tony Stewart's last lap pass. He's going to do Sheldon's last pass.
Nope.
He's going to do Logan Wagner's last lap run with, no, because there's one that might be better. The fabulous Lincoln Speedway. It's the Weldon Sterner Memorial. Freddie Raymer, Chase Dietz, and Tim Schaefer in a spectacular finish, and my main man, Wayne Harper, with the call on Flow Racing.
And now for the Dryden death-defying move of the week, where one driver simply amazes us with their on-track moves.
White flag waves last time around. 3 wide for the race lead. And Raymer grabs the top spot. Dietz is going to follow him by. They'll race for the lead. Dietz tries to catch the 51, but Freddie Raymer wins.
That death-defying move was brought to you by Dryden Diesel All Def, the official def of the World of Outlaws and wheelmen everywhere. Visit Dryden.com for more information.
Pride. Passion. Performance. We are Team Dryden.
Welcome back. It is Wing Nation presented by Sage Fruit. We are going to the Hercules Tires hotline. Joining us, the Hercules Tire driver, Greg Wilson, is on the line. Hello, Greg. Welcome back to Wing Nation.
Man, thanks for having me, guys. Thanks for what, like I always tell you, thanks for what you do for our sport and how you're helping the sport to continue to grow. And, it's great to be involved with Wing Nation through our partners at Hercules Tire. So lucky and fortunate to be a huge part of their motorsports program, and so gracious and humble to be involved with them.
Absolutely. Greg, I love what I'm seeing this year from you because I've lost count of top 10s, and we're in April. I think I have you at 9 top 10s so far. I know you have a win also because we had you on our podcast as well. It appears to me that you're finding your footing and finding a way here as 2021 is starting to unfold. That's what it appears to me. How does it feel from your perspective as team owner and driver?
Like we talked a little off air there, we with the schedule change and, so much pressure off when the people that are involved with your team believe in your game plan. And everybody wants to see our team that's involved wants to see it be successful. And, when we worked on our schedule and our game plan, we've stuck to it. And from the owner and driver's perspective, we're going to stick to our game plan, and hopefully it continues to go the way it's been going. It's been a lot more fun. Um, I've been thinking about something the last couple of days. I watched Jamie Ball's interview from Knoxville from Victory Lane, and he'd made a comment, about having faith, and sometimes you got to step back and kind of reevaluate and look at yourself and be okay with yourself. And I kept pushing, and trying to make everybody happy. And Jack Hewitt told me a long time ago, be careful you don't burn yourself out. And I felt like I was on the verge of burning myself out. And that also rolls over to performance on the racetrack, and your home life, and not that I had any. I mean, I'm so, like I tell you guys, I know I'm a blessed guy to be doing what I'm doing, but like to get my race team back good, and to allow and trust a lot of people and have them help me get it turned around. Like I said, we're on the right path, I think.
And Greg, I mean, we know that the last few years have been a struggle, and you've admitted how tough it's been, especially going from track to track to track every single weekend. And you're at a different tire shop because you are so good with your partners. How has it been adjusting just to getting back to a normal life, if you will, instead of being on the road all the time?
Well, it's different. Like I'm home. We're trying. There's a number of things going on, and I know you guys, you and David have actually been moving around and doing some stuff different for life down the road, and we're trying to kind of get our life in order, which also means getting the race team in order, and being home. I guess I didn't realize that I let that. I'm pretty OCD, so I didn't realize I was letting that stuff bother me so much, and I had a little bit of health issues, and it's allowing me to kind of realize that, man, you need to enjoy every day, and, not take things for granted. And with what we're doing with our schedule, it's helping all of that. It's helping life. And now you're starting to see it spill over on the racetrack. And, it's definitely different not traveling quite so much. I mean, I was pretty sad when I wasn't at Virginia on Thursday night, but that's part of it. I mean, if we can get a race program, it's a lot better to run good and win. I mean, that makes everybody happy, including me. And if we can get to where when the All-Stars, when we run with them, which we're going to run with them a lot, if we can win some races, I'll give up a few races to get my race team righted, and hopefully that'll make everybody that's involved proud of us and happy.
Greg, on our podcast, you described a little bit of what your big picture game plan was with the schedule, but review that for us here with the scheduled races you have. But I also like the you've got some open weekends in there. Just describe what you're doing with your schedule over the season.
Well, we decided we weren't going to follow anything. As an example, I love Eastern Pennsylvania. Best fans, loyal to racing. I mean, I can't say enough. I have lifelong friends, but I suck at Williams Grove. I don't like going there. I'm not good there. I don't have, the right help to guide me. I've raced a long time, but I still need taught. You never stop learning, and I need somebody to coach me a little bit, and I just don't have that. And so that being said, like Eastern PA, we spend a lot of money to go there. We don't represent our partners very well because we don't run good. So let's reevaluate, and let's try to step back a little bit, and let's work with Hercules Tire, work with Ohio Logistics, work with DNC Hydraulics like we always have, and put a schedule together where we can kind of get our race team righted from the performance side. So early this year, we knew we were going to go down south, run a lot of 360 stuff, knock out a lot of Hercules visits. We have a lot of great dealers down through the south. We get down there and get a meet with all them, and then come back home like we've been the last month and a half and just kind of bounce around. We've been going to Attica, one track, to work on a race car program. We've really been working a lot with Ryder Racing Engines to to learn and get everything kind of to where we can maybe hopefully time trial better. And so we got some off weekends, and that allows us to go to an Attica or a place we might pick up a race in Alabama because we might have some Hercules people there. We're just more flexible. And if nothing else, if we're struggling or we're out of parts or we need to go to the chassis dyno at Tim Engler's, we can take those weekends and we can go do that to make our race team better. And then as it goes, we start traveling quite a bit. We got, I think, over 36, 37 all-star shows on our schedule, about another, I think, 20 some outlaw shows, and then we'll fill in the gap with whatever. But and all when the schedule's all done, I think we're probably going to be around 75 to 85 shows for the year, and that's plenty.
That's a lot. That is for sure. Wow, that's incredible. Greg, hang in there with us. Everyone else, stick around. More with Greg Wilson in just a moment.
Hey Ashley, what are you up to?
Oh, I just stopped by to grab some sage fruit apples. Now I just have to decide which ones.
You can never go wrong with a Honey Crisp. They're light, crisp, and full of perfectly balanced flavor.
Oh, hey.
You could always go with one of their classics, the Gala or Fuji. They're both sweet and juicy.
Grown in the heart of Eastern Washington, Sage Fruit Company works hard on the farm and with their retail partners to provide high-quality apples and pears to consumers all year long.
Well, I couldn't decide which ones. Thanks for the help, guys.
I'll race you to checkout.
It is Wing Nation, presented by Sage Fruit. The Hercules Tire Hotline is a busy place. Greg Wilson, our friend who drives that number W20 with the Hercules Tires. And Greg, you are part of Team Hercules Tires. You are the sprint car driver. There are two guys named Josh who are bass fishermen. Okay, there's a guy named Kyle who runs Double Lucky Racing. It's a off-road UTV team. How much do you follow along with your fellow Hercules Tires athlete guys?
Well, probably not as much as I should, to be honest, but I'm an honest guy. But I pay attention to things that I see them doing, and I'm gonna probably get their names wrong, but one of the Joshes,
yeah,
he was super competitive last year at some of the bass tournaments, and I like fish. I have talked to both fishermen about trying to catch up and doing a little come to the racetrack, and I get to go fishing with them, which I'm the one really benefiting in that deal. But anyways, the cool part about Hercules is they make it a family. So we're all the time paying attention to what each other's doing to build the brand. I feel like from a personal standpoint, that I've been lucky enough to be involved with a great company. And when you came to the parking lots, Steve, years ago, down there in North Carolina, I feel like I get asked because they trust me, because we work hard, and I get to be a part of stuff, and they want an opinion because they trust me, and they know that we're a team player, and that's a part I love about being involved. There's been times when I'm like, maybe I should think about doing this because it would help the brand. There's certain things that from the race team side we can't do. Wing Nation can do. I feel like we were a small part of helping them get involved with the All-Stars a little bit, and they sponsor the Hard Charger Award. Well, how cool is that? Like when I hear that on Flow Racing like this last week, I felt like I was a small part of that in a little way, and that makes me proud, because I feel like that's what you're supposed to do for your sponsors, and I'm lucky enough to have them believe in me, and I hope we do them a good enough job that they keep me around at least till I want to be done racing. But just so grateful to be involved with Hercules Tire.
I kind of want to keep going with this because, Greg, it's so true. Like, it is a family. I've seen you guys operate. I've seen the people at Hercules and you and how you guys all flow together. And it is really cool because there is so much cool things that you guys do together. But how did this really all come about? How did you get Hercules Tires to jump on board with you and actually become this tight-knitted family that you guys have become?
Well, it was really kind of, you know, luck or fate, or the big guy was watching over me. There's things that happen. I believe the things happen in your life, and you know, I have enough faith that they happen for a reason. And it was, to be honest with you, a friend of a friend, Rick Benson, who helps the local team, he was a huge fan of mine. Their family lives right outside of Baton Ridge. He's like, my brother's pretty good with like marketing stuff or whatever, and he just wants to find something to do. And we were literally at a high school football game one night. I was watching my nephew, and I thought it was Roger standing down underneath the goalpost and at the local football game. And I went down and started talking to him, and they were just a small sponsor. We gave him the whole car for a couple nights and blah, blah, blah. And felt like if we worked at it. And basically I was honest with him. I'm like, listen, I don't know. I've never done anything like this. I'm in the process of owning my own race team, which is probably the dumbest decision I've ever made. You know, so on and so forth. And he looked at me, and a really, really good friend of ours, and he has remained a huge part of Hercules Tire to this day, Joshua Simpson. Joshua brought Bill to the shop the day after the Brad Doty race, and just them two. And I was there working by myself. And Bill's like, we started talking, and Josh ran and got us some grub because we were all visiting. And when Josh left, Bill sat down on the race car tower, and he says, I don't know nothing about race cars. He says, but man, a lot of people think that I've got everything handed to me. And he says, I started at 15 bagging groceries, and I don't remember what the age was, but like by 20, he bought a grocery store chain. And he says, I've always started at the bottom, and I've had to work for everything. And he says, what you do is how I grew up. And he says, I respect that. And it was a handshake. And he says, you just go do what you do, and you work hard. And I looked at him and I says, listen, to be honest with you, I don't know what I'm going to be able to do, but I can promise you one thing: there ain't nobody going to outwork our team and outwork me to represent your company. And we're going to try like hell to show you some return on your investment. And you know, I think Camilla said it's been like 8 years. You know, and Hercules has changed. It's grown. You know, they're owned by ATD now, which is a huge company, and they all believe in our race team and what we do. And I feel like we're part of the family. And you know, it just was from hard work, luck, fate, having the right people at the right time. Introduce. You know, Roger was a huge part of it in the beginning, and you know, he'll always have a special place with me because of that. And you know, and all the people that, you know, I just found out this morning that one of the key players that got me on the road with the World of Outlaws when we did it was Jed Emmons, that worked for Hercules Tire. Apparently he passed away over the weekend, I think, from an illness. And I just, you know, but it was people like him that believed in what we did. And you know, just so grateful for those kind of people.
It's a family. It really is. The Sprint Car family, the Hercules family. It's what it's all about. It's all about people. And Greg, we've enjoyed spending time with you. Thanks for joining us here today on Wing Nation.
So humbling to get to do interviews, to get to drive race cars, to get to do it with my family. Like I said before, I say it because I believe it. I'm a blessed guy, and I think if you work hard at something, you know, you can turn life into a pretty good deal.
Yes, indeed. Great stuff. Greg Wilson joining us here on the Hercules Tire Hotline. Stay with us. Our Tweet Your Seat Tweet of the Week is coming up next.
Power isn't born. It's built over time. For over 65 years, Hercules Tires has been providing the muscle to move more drivers. Whatever the vehicle, whatever the terrain. And we back it with a powerful protection plan. So wherever the road or the trail takes you, we have the selection, value, and strength to get you there. Hercules Tires. Ride on our strength.
Thanks for watching Wing Nation presented by Sage Fruit. It is time for the Tweet Your Seat Tweet of the Week, and it comes from Justin Easter, a beautiful aerial view of Bedford Motor Speedway.
It is beautiful. My
Bedford
gosh, I love
Speedway.
that shop. I love fairgrounds
Yes.
tracks, and that just looks so cool. All right, let's do this. Let's take a lap around the sprint car world. Turn number 1, NASCAR Cup Series and Chili Bowl star Alex Bowman had a big weekend on Thursday night. He's fielding a 410 car for CJ Leary,
So cool.
the USAC champion. They're running a very limited schedule. On Thursday night, he got to field that car. He was having a ball. He's
Throwing
out there.
tires.
He's out there slinging tires. He's doing everything. My God, he's such a sprint car geek. And then and they finished like 18th. But then on Sunday, he goes to Richmond and wins his 3rd Cup race. How about that? What a weekend for Alex Bowman.
It's cool to see these guys coming back to these grassroots, and especially sprint cars.
Yes, and he's going to wheel that 410 sprint car in Ohio in a few weeks, a few times in July.
Okay.
How about that? We're headed from turn number 1 into turn number 2. The Zemco car, Logan Wagner, he is hitting his stride at the Speed Palace.
Yes, we didn't think he was going to be the winner at the beginning of the thing, but he definitely showed up when it counted and actually had a double. They had to do it twice for the green-white checkered, but he pulled it off. 10,000 to win for the Keith Kaufman Classic. And not too many bad finishes, worse than 5th.
Yeah, no, his finishes this year, 5th, 3rd, 4th, 2nd, and 2nd. So he has been knocking it out. He's a 3-time champion.
4.
Yeah,
he's headed that direction.
He's rolling. He really is. And they've got a neat schedule coming up as well. Let's head down the back straightaway into turn number 3. This weekend, a big celebration in Talladega. Well, Talladega is where NASCAR is, but across the street at the dirt track, Pete Walton is celebrating on April 25th, 1987. USCS hosted his first race, and Pete's been preaching the sprint car gospel in the Southeast ever since, celebrating their 25th anniversary. It's great to see sprint cars racing in the Southeast, and just a neat 360 tour, that's for sure.
And to support it for 25 years?
Yeah, 25 years. So we're going to celebrate down at Talladega Short Track. Finally, into turn number 4. Next weekend is the Battle of the Groves. Lucas Oil ASCS National Tour invades Pennsylvania. Friday night at Williams Grove, Saturday night at Sealands Grove. Actually, I love this because they're pairing up with URC as well to really, they ought to have a huge car count.
They should. I don't, we talked about Knoxville and 82 cars. I don't know. Hopefully we can get that many. It would be awesome, but it is cool to see what they're really trying to do there.
It really, truly is. And also, just in upstate New York, the Patriots and ESS are both off. I looked at their schedules. They're off next weekend, too. So I have a hunch you're going to see really, really good cars for the Battle of the Groves when ASCS invades central Pennsylvania. And there you have it, a lap around the sprint car track. Stay with us. Wing Nation continues on in just a moment.
I'm not ready yet. Come on. All right, I'm ready now.
Hey, Ashley, what are you up to?
I just okay. I just stopped by to pick up my sage fruit apples. Now I just have to decide which ones.
Yeah, okay.
This is what it looks like when you do it.
Ta-da!
Take a deep breath, count to 5. It's like running across a rhythm section at a motocross track.
Mine was perfect.
It is Wing Nation, presented by Sage Fruit in the Hercules Tire Studios. You and I were talking about this during the break. You cannot feel better about life after talking to Greg Wilson.
No, he's one of the most humble, honest, just straight-laced men that you will ever meet, and he's just got a great heart.
You just know that things are going to be all right after talking with him.
Yes.
That's for sure.
He needs to be a motivational
Yes,
speaker.
he does. Yes, he does. Real quick, we're sharing this desk, but we're not sharing this desk for much longer.
No.
You guys are moving to Pennsylvania. Oh, she's going to still be on the show. She's
Yes.
not going anywhere. We're going to do it via Zoom. What's our process? How's the new chassis shop in Pennsylvania? How's everything going?
It's going. If it doesn't kill me, it's going to make me stronger.
Yeah, exactly.
No, it's great. People in Pennsylvania, of course, are receiving us well. We made our first big move last weekend, and we expect to be completely up there the first week of May.
All right. So we'll still share the desk.
Yes,
There's one
I'll
more
still
week.
be here.
And
You
then
can't
via
get rid of me
Zoom.
that easily.
Well, we've got the White Coat Memorial
That's
coming up
right.
at the end of
Yes.
May at the Speed Palace. Hey, once again, thank you to Greg Wilson for joining us here on Wing Nation. More important, though, than all of that, thank you for joining us here this week.